Hey guys, and welcome to my Sims 4 current household. So we are here at the beach, and if you notice, I have a custom holiday in my game, which I've created, which is called Family Reunion, which is where obviously the Millmans all meet up and, spend some time together. So this is probably 90% of the Millmans. It's not all of them because we're missing some toddlers and some babies. But technically, like anyone who's over a child and up, I think is here, which is really exciting. And we're all, if you haven't noticed, in a group which is called the Millman's Legacy. It's made by Cheryl and it's invite only, but I have a mod in that allows me to have 50 Sims in my group, and obviously I've invited everyone from child up. I don't think I've missed anyone. I think everyone is here. I think I've got everyone in here. I can see a lot of the different households and such, but this is pretty much my household. And we are obviously just spending time with family and just enjoying life. Now, Derek is still an elder and he's not getting any younger, obviously, but at the same time, he's still around, which is good. So he is still here and he's actually cooking this right now, so I'm just trying to keep an eye on it. Um, but I also want you guys to be able to see the whole family. But I'm having a hard time turning my screen for some reason. My mouse is like trash, pretty much. And yeah. So they're all just like spending time together and chilling. This is the youngest Millman from Cheryl and Derek, anyways, which his name is Damon. And it says he's at daycare, but he's actually here because they just built this like turtle thing together, which is pretty cool. This is Dustin. He is the second youngest, and then Dale is right there. He's over there by Derek. There's a lot of them, and it is really loud in there right now. So that's kind of why I'm not zoomed in. Cheryl is spending some time with Nolan because she has a horrible relationship with him. So they're trying to work it out, pretty much. And yeah, and we're just spending time with the family, getting to know everyone. You might not recognize every Millman that's here, and that's okay because you don't have to recognize them all. Wait, is he not? Oh, he is. Is he leaving? Hold up, why are you leaving? It's the family reunion, boy. Oh my gosh, he did leave. What a little jerk. All right, wow, look at Marin go. All right, we learn new things every day. So Marin is Dawson's girl, which we'll get into that. But I do want to tell you what's been going on with them. So pretty much Derek and Cheryl are just living out their lives at the end. If you guys haven't seen on the on my Twitter page, I did post that that I'm starting a tree for these guys, like a family tree, so you guys can keep up. And it will have a description of each and every person and what's going on with them, and I will update it as their lives play out. Obviously, Derek and Cheryl are the only two that are on it at this moment, which is fine. But I will, like I said, I'll be adding everybody else. So everyone here will have a story on there, and I will add to it. As they age, I will, their story unfolds. So I will unfold their story as well on that site, and then you guys can keep up with it on your free time, or just if you want to reference back to it because something happens and you don't know who that person is, well, that would be an easy way to do that. So I'm gonna have Derek grab some of this. So Derek and Cheryl, like I said, are getting up there in age. Cheryl is still an adult, but she's actually pretty close to being an elder. She's only got about 25 more days, so it's kind of sad. But they are just trying to make the most of it and, spend a lot of time together. I do have pictures at the end as well of just Derek and Cheryl just loving on each other and just loving spending time together, which I think is really cute. Wow, that chicken went so fast. I can't even get a piece. Like, that is sad. Okay, go buy some food from this. Get this. And then I'm gonna have you get some food too because this is sad. You guys didn't even get anything, so go ahead and do that. Damon, Why don't you take a nap, buddy? Breaks curfew. Oh my gosh, it's so sad because I have a curfew for my family, so he's probably like really upset. Why don't you just go home? Go home. Go home. Go home. Okay, so they're just pretty much spending time together with their family and just loving on their grandkids and getting to know everyone a little bit better before their time, is up. And I know Derek is already an elder. He's actually pretty far through his elder stage, he's like halfway through it, so it's kind of scary. Um, but I'm just excited to just have time to spend with Derek and Cheryl, not worrying about jobs and things and kids because they are still technically raising three kids, even knowing Dale's an adult. You know what I mean? He's still at home, so he still counts as their kid and like raising him. But yeah, so that's that. Um, Dale is still single. He's not with anyone. He's just focusing on his career at the moment, which is what his mom gave him advice about because he was actually like trying to pretty much push himself onto Kelly and she wasn't interested in him. So his mom just like said, like Cheryl just said, like, maybe it's just time that you just kind of focus on Dale instead of Dale being with somebody else. And I think the reason he was trying to push himself into a relationship so fast is because of the fact that all of his siblings have done so. Like they've pretty much been with somebody right out of school or pretty close to, and I feel like he kind of felt left out. But at the same time, I just think that like that's not how it's meant to be. If it's meant to be, you'll find the right person at the right time. So I just think that he just needed to wait and take some time to find the right person. So that's kind of what he's doing. He's just kind of working on his career. Dustin is still a child, so he doesn't really have anything going on. He's actually aging up to a teen tomorrow, which is really exciting. I'm excited to see him as a teen, but yeah. And then Damon, like I said, he is a toddler and he ages up next week. I can kind of show you not the phone, but the calendar. So you can see like Halloween is coming up because we're in fall, and then tomorrow is Dustin's birthday, and then Damon's is next week, and then there's like church and stuff coming up, which Sunday is when I switch households, so I'll be going to Daniel's household. So this birthday won't happen until we come back to the Millmans, like come back to Cheryl and Derek, because technically, even knowing the weeks pass, the time doesn't pass. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I like pause them. I only age up the household that I'm playing, and I only age up the world sims when I'm playing Derek and Cheryl. So it makes sense in my eyes. You guys probably don't understand what I'm saying, but it does make sense. Um, so everyone only ages a week, but obviously it won't be fall when it's his birthday. It'll probably be like spring, I would guess. But yeah, so that's really exciting that Dustin is actually aging up though, because that means we can start working on giving him more of a story, and it's not just like raising a child. It's more about, just having fun and all that good stuff and getting some friends. I kind of have an idea of where he's going to go with his storyline. And Cheryl, you are not having kids, girl. You can have baby fever for grandkids, okay? Grandkids only. So yeah, so that is Derek and Cheryl, and I'm just gonna kind of kind of brief you on what else has been going on. So let's start with Daniel. I don't think he's here anymore. I think he left. Oh no, wait, he is here. He's inside of Nolan. That's very creepy. So Daniel is still single. Him and Hannah are still separated. They're not actually living in the same home. He was kind of there for Hannah when she was going through the whole mishap of the fact that she got hit by the car and was in that car accident, and she was having a very tough time with trying to take care of her kids at that point. But she kind of tried to lean on Daniel, but Daniel pretty much just told her like, you chose him, so why don't you have Frank help you? Because like I'm not here for that. I'm not trying to take care of someone else's kids. And I think she was kind of upset about the fact that he didn't really want to help her out, but that's kind of how life goes. You can't expect someone to be nice to you when you treated them like trash. And so that's kind of what he told her. And the kids, the boys, I guess, still live with Daniel. Hannah still lives with mom, but I think she's starting to see through Frank a little bit more and more as the kids age. Frank isn't helping with like Hadley and Finnegan at all. And I think it's really starting to bother Hazel for the fact that Hazel's having to step up and take care of the kids. And she's still a teenager, you know what I'm saying? So she doesn't want to have to take care of her mom's kids. Like that's just too much. But her mom needs the help because it's twins, and that's a lot of work. I can only imagine. I mean, I have one baby in real life, and he's a lot of work. So, just saying, two would be like extra work. But yeah, so oh, I'm sorry, Dustin. I thought I told you to go to the bathroom, man. Okay, well, I guess he didn't listen. But anyways, so taking care of twins is just really hard for her, and with her being injured and everything, I just feel like, something had to give, and it wasn't going to be Frank. So he's pretty much just spending all the money, and they're literally like dirt broke all the time. And Hazel, which whom is here, she's right here. She's actually lost like a lot of weight because of all the stress and trying to help her mom out. And she's like really active. She's always like going out, and she doesn't really have time for herself or her friends or anything like her own social life because of the fact that there's just no time for it. There's no time for her to pretty much have a social life if she has to always take care of her mom's kids. So I think she's kind of upset about that. Um, but at the same time, she does it because she knows her mom needs help. So I don't really think that she really gets a choice, which is kind of sad. And then on top of that, um, the younger kids are just kids. But Daniel is just working on his work and trying to make sure that he's financially stable for the boys because they are living with him. He's tried to encourage Hannah or Hazel, I mean, to move in with him. Wow, I built that. To move in with him, but she's still really stuck on living with mom right now, and I think it's just like a comfort thing because she has her own room there and such. And if she moves in with dad, there's not as much space; like it's a smaller place. So I think she's just stuck on like having the nice home, but at the same time, I think it's also a little bit to do with that she has to help mom with the twins because Frank doesn't. And I think Hannah's starting to get fed up with Frank because she's noticing that he's not really the father figure that he should be. But I don't know if she would ever call it off because then she'd have to tell Daniel that he was right, and I don't think she's willing to admit that. So sometimes you have to let go of your pride and just tell someone that they were right. Like that person wasn't good. You were right. But anyways, that's pretty much all that's going on with Daniel's family. Then we have Dre and Nolan. They adopted. I told you guys that, and they're just pretty much raising their kids and working on their careers. They do have that new house that they're still trying to furnish completely, which is costing them a bunch of money. And then who else? Whom else do we have? Yeah, I'm trying to send these guys home because it is really late. I know I don't. It wasn't awful. Come on. Um, who was after Dre? Casey has got quite the story. So Casey is with what's his name? I always want to call him Frank. James. His name's James. Oh, Frank is Hannah's. Okay, I'm really getting confused now. But anyways, so she is with James, and as we all know, James has been under investigation by the police for a murder um, for a very long time now. So they've been kind of hiding out, trying to stay under the radar, which is very difficult if you have children, if you think about it, because your children have to go to school, and so you have to register your kids at school. And if you have a job, obviously your job is going to know where you're living. So he's actually quit the job that he had before. I think he was in the entertainment career or something like that. He was a comedian. He's actually quit that and picked up because they have to still be able to support their children and their home and whatever. He got a job in the criminal career and works as a criminal now, which is really insane to think about. But because if you think about it, a criminal isn't going to have like a trail. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're stealing things, you're not going to want your address and everything else to be at your job. So he pretty much just goes to work, whatever he makes is what he makes, and that's kind of where it goes. And then Casey has picked up her own business of selling weed to the community, pretty much. She is pretty much her own weed dealer, which is pretty interesting, let me tell you. But yeah, so that's her way of contributing to the family is to be a stay-at-home mom, but to have her own business of, selling weed. And that's how she makes the money to help out James with paying the bills. Now, James, I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in the criminal career and stay with the family forever because I feel like eventually the police will catch up with you, but maybe not. Maybe these guys are lucky. But it did end up that James and Casey kind of started arguing about the money situation just because it was so tight and all the stress that they're going through with trying to stay under the radar all the time. It's probably really hard. I can only imagine. But at the same time, it did take a big toll on their romance relationship, and they had like a big fight at one point where he literally was being like really mean to her, and so their romance bar went way down. But they finally eventually made up after talking it out and, working through it like any couple who loves each other should. And they had woohoo and ended up with another baby, which she had a baby girl, which I'm really surprised about because honestly, baby girls are not very big with this family. I feel like a lot of people in this family don't have girls, which is kind of sad to say. Because Cheryl and Derek only have one girl out of all the kids that they have, which is 8, let me remind you. They only have one girl. That's insane. How does that even work? How do you get one girl and 7 boys? I don't know. And I'm scared if I were to have like another kid with them, which I wouldn't do now, obviously, because they're old. But um I just feel like they would have another boy. I don't feel like it would be a girl. I feel like it would be a boy. Even if I wanted a girl, it wouldn't work out that way. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, so her name is Charlotte. She's just a baby. She was just born. Well, her name is Raquel right now, but as I play, I actually will go in when I play them and I will change her name. And it's going to be Charlotte because that is the next name for the next sim. And so they had Charlotte and they're pretty much just trying to live their lives under the radar, which I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to pull it off because I feel like it's starting to really take a toll on them. But I don't know. Maybe something will change. Maybe something will change with the police after them and they'll find the real killer, whether it be James or not. I don't know. I can't tell you guys that. Well, I do know, but I can't tell you guys that. Anyways, I'm like God in this story. Just kidding. But yeah, so they're after James and Casey's trying to help out with her business that she's made. I don't have a name for it, so I haven't really thought about it that much. She just started. She literally just has like 3 little things to sell. That's it. And yeah, and then so I don't know if you guys saw, but if you guys even remember, but Casey has a what? Be rescued. What does that mean? What? You better not be here to take my kid. Like, let's be honest, because he is not needy. Is that what that means? Because I'm about to punch him one. He better not be like being taken. Because that's stupid. Here, eat some of this. I feel like that's what that means, and I'm gonna be really mad. I don't know. No one else seems to be sad. No, he's not. No, he's not. I don't think so. Okay, this is so stupid. If this happens, I'm gonna be really mad. Oh my gosh. Where did he go? He's still in my house, though. I'll bring him back. Because he's not being neglected. Like, we were at a party. He should have been eating. He was at daycare. Daycare people suck. Anyways, back to my story. as my kid gets taken by CPS. um, what was I saying? Oh, Dean and Casey had a mishap where they were kind of flirting with the same person at the same time. And so Dean had kicked out Callum because of the whole issue going on. Um, but they actually were invited to the same group gathering by Casey, and I think it was like hiking or something. And they actually like talked it out, and they were more understanding about the whole situation. Um, and then so after the whole situation was fixed, Dale or not Dale, Dean invited Callum over for just to try and like, become friends before anything else again. And he got a wish when he was over to actually go on a date with him. So I took them out on a date, and as they were on the date, Callum popped the question, and Dean agreed. So now they're married, and it's really weird because I wasn't expecting it. I kind of wanted to like take it slow, but I guess they had other ideas in their mind of what was going to happen. So whatever. But yeah, and that's just kind of how it goes. Sometimes those things happen. Like Casey and James are married too. I never did a wedding for them just because of the fact that um they did it in like their kitchen. Like he just randomly proposed to her. It was so weird. I think it's coming from a mod. I just don't know which one, and it's just really weird because like sometimes it's not the right time, and especially I think both of those times weren't really that great. For one, they're not really that romantic. I mean, the bar is a little bit better than in your kitchen, but two, um, the fact is they were like broken up for a very long time. So I think they needed some time to rekindle the flame. So I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know if they're ever going to actually make it through it because technically if they couldn't make it through an argument and he got kicked out for that, I don't know how long that's going to last, but we'll have to wait and see if they fix it, great. If they didn't, well, that's just unfortunate. And then on top of that, who else do we have? Okay, so then next is Dawson. And where is he? Like, I just want him to come back. And I can't do anything with him. I'm scared to click off of him though. Um, so then Dawson. Dawson has four kids that he's raising with Marin, which is a Lothario. It's Don Lothario's daughter. And um she has one son named Vivek that is from a previous relationship. He has one son from a previous relationship with Arya. Arya's not in the picture. She's actually been arrested recently for vandalism because she's crazy. And he's actually pretty scared that she's going to come after them in their life because they're actually starting to like build a home and have money and stuff. So I think he's getting a little bit nervous about the whole Arya situation, which I can totally understand because she is really, really crazy. Um, and she does crazy things, which vandalism is a pretty crazy thing. So if you ask me, I would be pretty scared too. But anyways, so um yeah, and it's just crazy that 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 she's like in jail now, which I know that Dawson's son keeps asking like when is she going to come around and where is she? And I don't think Dawson really has the answers for that because that's a really hard question to answer if you ask me. Um I wouldn't know how to answer that question. I really wouldn't. So I don't know if I could answer that. If that was my kid, I don't know what I would tell them. Like, oh, mom's in prison because she literally took out her aggression on someone. I don't know if I could how I would approach that. And I think Dawson's kind of in the same place. He doesn't really know how to go about that. But yeah, so I think that he's struggling, and I think honestly he might reach out to Cheryl very very soon to ask her like how do I approach this? Like how do I approach the fact that she's now in prison because of the fact that um she has done bad things. And how do I tell my kid that? That's a weird thing to have to tell your children. Oh, mom's in jail, don't you worry. That's so weird. Like I don't know how I would approach that in real life, so I don't know how he's gonna do it. But I could see him definitely reaching out to Cheryl in that situation, like, Mom, what do I do? What do I say? How do I go about this? And I think Cheryl will have the answer because, she's a mom and she's like perfect. And she always has the answers. But yeah, so on top of that, he also has his other kids that he actually has with her. You know what I mean? He actually has children with her. So him and Marion are also trying to raise their kids together, which is Missy and Madison. Madison is a toddler and she is a piece of work, let me tell you. She is always getting into trouble or doing crazy things. So I don't really know what's going on there. I don't really know. But she's like always, she needs a lot of attention, is what she is. She's almost like an attention hog. But yeah, so raising her has been pretty crazy because she's not as chill as the other children. She is really in rare form 24/7, which is good in a way, but bad in others. So we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, I think that's it because then we have Dale, Dustin, and Damon here, and I don't think anything else is happening with them. I think I've covered everyone. So I will show you the family tree because I know a lot of you people are out there probably interested in that. And this is it. Casey did have that miscarriage, which I know you guys know about because it was spoke about in my last episode of the current household. And so the baby here is actually deceased from a miscarriage. I really wish either I could change the name of the child or something because I don't want it to be named Andre and it's really ruining my vibe. So not feeling it. But yeah, this is the baby is named Raquel, but I'm obviously going to change that to Charlotte because that's what the baby's name would be. And then these are the other grandkids we have. This is Nathaniel. Why is Skylar missing? Oh, what the heck? So you guys have these two together, but not her? That makes no sense. Anyways, that is their grandkid. So Skylar's also there. That's Madison. There's Missy and Dallas. And then we have Hazel, Darian, and Dominic, which are the boys that live with Daniel. And then she lives with mom. These are the adopted kids. Star is just a child still, so she doesn't really have much going on either. So if I don't really talk about the children, it's because they don't really have much going on. They're children. If they did have something going on, I'd tell you about it. Jackson. So this is all Casey's kids. So she's got Jackson and Julian, then Charlotte, and then Jared and Courtney. And then where is Dawson? Oh, Dawson's right here. So Dallas is his son with Arya, and she's the one who's in prison. And then he's got the two girls with Marin, which is the Lothario. And then she's got her son Vivek, which Don Lothario is her dad, obviously. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's everyone that we have. And then, then Daniel, we also have his ex-wife, or technically his wife still, because they're still married, but she has Hadley and Finnegan, so they're also in here. And I think that's everyone. Because Dale doesn't have any, or Dean doesn't have any kids. I mean, Dale doesn't have any kids. These two, I get them so confused so much. It's unreal. And then Dustin's obviously a child. He doesn't have any. And Damon's still here. And he doesn't have any kids either because he's a toddler. So that doesn't really make sense. But yeah. So that's pretty much that. That is their story. So I think I've covered everyone because I kind of know their rotational play, so I just kind of go through them as I would play them rotationally. This is so stupid. I'm getting rid of this moodlet because he did not get taken. He is perfectly fine and he is perfectly here. And if he had gotten taken, I would have been so mad for the reason that he was at daycare. If you guys remember, I sent him home early from the party because he was having like a hard time with being out after curfew. And so I sent him home. And then it was like, oh, he got taken. Yeah, no, he didn't. Jokes. And his attention's not that bad, so he's not going to get taken from that. And it's the daycare's fault, so that's why I fixed it. If it was my fault, I would have, I would have owned up to it. But you guys saw that I sent him home to daycare. Then he came home and he was like starving. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed my story here and my wonderful child almost being taken, but wasn't taken because it was inappropriate, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Also, I did post on my Twitter, but some of you guys I know and understand that you might not follow my Twitter, but I'm looking for some of your guys' Sims to fill my worlds. So if you guys have any Sims that you guys are willing to either, I would prefer a Sim self, but if you don't want a Sim self, someone that you would classify to be close to you. Maybe they don't look like you, but they have the same traits. Maybe they don't have the same last name, but they have the same first name. Kind of something like that, that you would base kind of off of yourself. I would really appreciate it. So leave me the comment down below if you have someone with maybe a hashtag, or send it or like tweet it at me on Twitter, because I really would love to see you guys' Sims, and I would love them for them to be part of my current household family, whether they marry in or they're just like a best friend. I think that'd be really cool. So yeah, leave me all of that down below. And like I said, if you guys enjoyed this, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and enjoy the pictures.